Today's daf is Masechta Sota Daf Chaf Hey. We are third line from the top, Chaf Hey Amid Aleph. In the middle of the line is a da'i boiluhu. So the Gemara now is going to declare a shaila, which the Gemara thinks maybe you can push it from the Mishnah. Boiluhu. Oivera saldas, a isha that is over al dasi hudish, which is not noig sneis. That the halacha is that her husband could divorce her and without a ksuba. So tzricha hasra lafsid ksubasa. Does she need to have a warning in order that she lose a ksuba? But if she doesn't get warned, she doesn't lose ksuba. Ain't it tzricha? Does she not in asra? Mi amrin kimin davaras al dasi. Since she's being over al dasi hudis, she's not being no snis. Lo yiboy asra. Or rather, he could just divorce her right away. Idom taboy asra. The yahadir about the hadaba. Because if she does tshuva on her maisim, then it will be a good chazara, and she won't be mafsed ksuba. So pashas meaning that her husband will be giving her a choice. He's saying, I'm warning you because of your actions, I can divorce you and I won't give you a ksuba. But if she decides that she's going to do tshuva right away and maybe to stop doing it, then she has rights to ksuba. The Zakti Gemara, Tashma, bring it right from the Mishnah. Mishnah says, Arusa v'Shemeres Yavim lo shoyses v'lo notis ksuba. And Arusa and the Shemeres Yavim, they do not shoyses and then do not take ksuba. Zakti Gemara, Mishtahu lo shasya. They don't drink the meisaita, the meisaita. Hakanuyi mekanala, but the Baal could do kinui, and the kinui would help that if she does stira. For kinui stira, but still, there's no hashka. So Zakti Gemara lamai, what does the kinui help for? If there's no shtia, so then what does the kinui help for? Zakti Gemara lav lafsid ksubasa, must be that he can mafsid his wife the ksuba. There's muchach that without the kinui he would not be mafsid her ksuba if she was nestor, even though she's over al dasi hudis. But because he did not give her asra, so she doesn't lose ksuba. So you see from this that isha teveras al dasi hudis would need asra in order to lose ksuba, because the Mishnah is mashma she would not lose ksuba without the din of without the kinui, even though she's teveras al dasi hudis. So the Gemara is assuming it's because there was no asra. So the Gemara amar Abaye loy. You don't need to have the kinui in order to mafsid her ksuba. Rather, lo isra love. The kinui just makes that she would be asra on her husband if she does a stira after the kinui. But if he wants him megash because she's a veras al das, then he doesn't have to give her a ksuba maybe, even without asra. Or if Papa says that's a buyer. If Papa says that no, kinui helps that in order to lashkoisek shinasura, that when he's married to her, he could make her drink. Kedatanya, like we see in the Brisa, kinui helps after the suan. So we're talking about the case of Arusa. Kedatanya, ein mekana la Arusa, lashkoisek shi Arusa, avo mekana la Arusa, lashkoisek shi nesua. So avada, the veras al das, and that whole thing, that's not a problem. You don't need to have asra, and he can garish her, and even if he wants, and not give asra, and still not have to give ksuba. And this that he needs the kinui that it could help for that if she's Rizana after he marries her eventually, after the suin, then he has the rights to make her drink the meisaita. Zakti Gemara vayter Rabbi Yehuda, Amar Rabbi Yehuda Mediskara, Diskarta, he's daicha this right. He says loy. So Yehuda Mediskata says, Loi lo isra labayil kabal. The kinui only comes to aser on the bayil like the baal. That if the baal dies, her husband dies, or he divorces her, then technically she would be mutter the bayil. The kinui makes that she's aser the bayil. Now she can't marry the bayil. The Tanan, like we learned in the Mishnah of Zayin and Beis, Kashem shasur labal, kach asur labayil. So Zakti Gemara, Amar Chanina Mesur. Chanina Mesur brings a raya to this. Tashma from this that it says in the Mishnah, Ve'elu shebezdin ve'kanam lehen, these are the ones that Bezdin does kidding for. Misha nescharash bailo, in a shtata, or a husband goes nuts, it's not to mashka, it's only to pasam ksuba. So what says Mavur from this, that if not that Bezdin is master her, then she would not be mafsik ksuba, even though she's a verisal das. So Zok Reb Chanina Mesura, we have a raya from this in the Mishnah, that without hasra, to the original suffix that we declared in the top of the daf, we declared that without asra, if she mafsida ksubasa, the isha, because she's a verisal das, so you see from the Mishnah that without asra, she would not be mafsida ksuba, even though she's verisal das. Shema mino, as we see, boy asra. So the Gemara, Shema mino. In fact, the Gemara, v'kulu maitai maloi amri neha, all the Amiram, the Gemara brought before, we tried to bring rayas, wanted to bring a raya from this. It's before it's in the Mishnah that the kini is done in order to mafsid ksuba. So the Gemara, because Domashani Hasam, because maybe dafka these nashim have to have asra in order to mafsid ksuba, the less aims to the Baal Klal, because they don't have, the husband's either in the shtata or he's chavish b'is asurim, because he's not around at all, they don't have any pachat at all from the husband, or because he's not a bardas for whatever reason. So therefore, they're not afraid to be noyig b'pritzis. And even if they're over al das, there's no raya that she's really a prutza. So therefore, you can't give her a knas in mafsed ksuba without asra. However, other nashim that the husband's always around, if she's a verisal das, she's not chayish, and she's not afraid to be noyig b'pritzis, that's a raya that she's really a prutza. So there's a makom to say that over that case, you would not have to have asra by a regular isha that has a husband in order to mafsed ksuba. So what the Gemara is saying is that the other Amiram hold it's not a raya from a case where in these cases in the Mishnah where the husband's not around, because in that case, maybe specifically there you need to have asra because the husband's not around, and it's not a riot, she's a prutza, she's doing these things. Masha ain't in a regular situation, it would not be a riot, they would have to have asra. Because in a regular situation where the Baal is around, if the wife is acting like a prutza, then it's raya, she is taka a prutza, because she's doing it even under the husband's watch. So maybe she would not get ksuba, even if the husband doesn't warn her, even there's no asra at all. What happens if the isha is a veras al das, she's not in haggis like a prutza, and husband wants to still keep her and not divorce her? Mekaima, is he allowed to keep her? Mekaima is a mechuyev to megarasha. So the Gemara, the Baal Rachmana, is a tali in kaped the Baal, and like you find by Saita that it says Vikina is Eshtoi, but Hali Kapin, in this case the Baal is not makbeh, and therefore it's not mechuyev megarasha. Dilma came to kaped. That it's not tali in kaped the Baal at all, but rather because B'derech Klal, a Baal is makbeh on his ishtet, she's the Haggis Aldas, that she's noyig correctly. So we'll say that in any case a husband is makbeh and there's a chiv to megarasha. Zok the Gemara, bring a raya from the Mishnah. Tashma ve'il shebezim mekanan lahem mishan is charash b'ayla shtata sheyichavish v'yisasurim b'iyamrit rotza ba'al l'kayim mekayim. If you want to tell me that the husband has an option to mekayim her, he's not mechuyev to megarash her, of the bezdin needed dilma lo nichale labal. Is it possible that bezdin would have a koyach to do something that maybe the Baal would not want it? So how could a bezdin become a shluchim to mekane tachas Baal when l'chor it's something that's really the Baal's choice? So by hechrich muzayin, the Gemara is understanding that the Baal is not letting mekayim her. So Zok the Gemara's madcha. No, that maybe the Baal could, but maybe even if the Baal taka has an option to mekayim, kamakam bezin can mekayim. Why? Because stam adam also. Because we go, bezin going to go basar stam adam. So stam person we don't know his das came in the iveres al das. He menech nichale is pash a stam situation. You'll say that it's nichale that it'll be makat that he'll warn his wife. And the male Bezin has a right to do kinui to the isha. And we don't have to be choshesh that maybe he's not makbid. In each case in the Mishnah where the husband's not around. Clear to Gemara Nacha Shail, Iboiluhum. Gemara wants to clear another shail. It means even if you say there are various haldas, maybe it's totally in the rut of the Baal, and maybe he's allowed to keep her, stay married to her. So Gemara wants to know like this: Baal shemocha al kinuya. A Baal already did kinu of his wife, but he was just chayzer, and he decided that he's meichel his kinu. So whether he does it before the steer or after the steer, the shail of Gemara is kinu machol. Do you say that his kini did, his taka, he has a right to forgive it, to meichel on it, and she's not necessarily on her husband, even if she did steer, or ain't a machol. And we say, even if he's meichel, she's still asur on her husband. So like Gemara, mi armina, what's a stud? Sada suffix, mi armina b'kini the baal tol rachmana, that the whole kapeda the Torah that he can mashker is all totally in the kini of baal, because if you can't do kini, then she's not shaisa. Ubaal hamachil le'kini, and lamaisa he was oikeret. He was oiker the Isser because he was Meichot. Oidilma came to Kanile Meikara Leimatzi Machale. That no. That although the Torah is taka toilet the whole thing in his kini, but Lamaisa once he does the kini Meikara Leimatzi Machale, he cannot go ahead later and vatal the Isser. It's like once it's chal, it's chal. There's nothing he could do. Zak the Gemara Tashma, I'll bring you right. The Elu Shebezdin Mekana Lehen, Mishan is Charish Baila, in the Shtata, Aisha Yicharish Bez Asur, but Yam Baal Shemachal Kinu Kinu Machol, that the Baal has a right to Meichel on his Kinu, and he has a koyach to be oiker the Isser, Abdina Mini the Asi Baal Machale. Could Bezdin do something that if the Baal would come along and he decides to be Meichel and he could be Meichel, could Bezdin go ahead and Aser and make a Kinu and make a whole situation? So, because the Chayr Bezdin does it, then the Dayanim do it, and the Baal come after us and Baal is Mechila. So it's Stam, it's Zolzol and Bezdin. If he could come along and just mach the whole thing avek. So behechrich that he can't be, you have a right that the Baal cannot be Meichel on his kinu once it's done. Zakti Gemara that no, maybe I'll tell you Lo'ilam Baal could be Meichel, and still Bezdin would not hesitate to do a kinu. Why? Because Stam in the Milsa Adam Maskim Al Das Bezdin will say, but there are a person's maskim that Bezdin knows what they're doing, and they're going to make a correct kinu, and we're not chayshish that maybe we'll Meichel on the kinu that was done. So the lashon and Gemara is be'etzem not mashma could l'baal l'maisa come and machavek what Bezdin's kinu or not. But l'maisa Rashi says clearly that Avada would say stam in the mill, so a person's maskim. However, the asi umachol, but if he comes and he's meichel. So the Gemara is not saying that he can't be meichel. The Gemara is just saying that they have the Bezdin has a koyach to do a kinu because we say stam in the mill, so adam maskim adaskos. Okay, interesting. The problem is that it was a Zolzol Bezdin. That was Masha, that was Gemara's Kasha. Okay, Zok the Gemara weiter. Another raya to be pushed at the suffix. The Mishnah said before, Zayin Amid Alf, U'moiser and Loi, Shnei Talmid Chacham Shem Yavei Alei Baderech. That when the husband would bring his Baal up to Yerushalayim to mashker her, Soidam, and they Soidam, so Bezdin in that city would send with the Baal two Talmidei Chachamim, just go with the husband to Yerushalayim to watch him, because we're afraid maybe it would be Baal Abadarach, and since the Isha is Asar on the husband after Stira, so the male mind won't be boidik her if he's Baal Abadarach. So come to us would be Shem Shemayim Nimchach Levatala. So that's why Bezdin is much like Shnei Talmidei Chachamim for Shmira. So the Gemara's Kasha is V'i Amrit. The Raya is V'i Amrit Shabal Baal Shemacha Kinuya Machol, that the Baal has a right to Meichel L'chayil Kinuya Level. Let him just Meichel on his Kinuya, and then even if he's Baal Abaderech, he could just go ahead and be Meichel on the Kinuya, and he could be Baal Abaheter before he's Baal. He'll be Meichel on the Kinuya, and it won't be Be'eser that he's Baal. So Zakti Gemara Musayin that he can't be Meichel on the Kinuya. Is a right from that. So the Gemara, no. because even if the Baal could be Moichel on his Kinim, Kalmakahim, he still need to Tamid Chamim to teach him that he should be Baal Leah Beheter and not Be'eser. And Adrab, from the Mishnah itself, Mechiach, that he can't be Baal Leah Beheter until he's Moichel on Kinu. Because you could ask from the Mishnah that my Shna Tamid Chamim, why do they need two Tamid Chamim? It's only because the Gemir, because they learned this din that an Isha is usher on a husband as long as he's not Moichel her on the Kini. The Boil and Mival, and if he wants to boil her, Amrli Tamid Chacham tell him, Achli Kinu Chabala. So maybe he's talking tomorrow, Hagufa, that's what you need Tamid Chacham, to teach him this halacha, that if he wants to be Bala, and it should not be Be'isr, he should first be Moichel on the Kini, and then he can be Bala. So you have no raya from the Mishnah to this halacha. That's what the Gemara is saying. Zok the Gemara weiter, another raya. Toshma, I'll bring a raya. The Amar of Yoshev. Yoshev says, Shaloisha devarim sachli ze'era. Ze'era told me 3 halachas me'anshu Yerushalayim. The first halacha is a baal shemachal kinuyoi machol. A baal that's moichel on his kinu it's considered a good mechila. The second din is a zaken mamre, that a chacham, that a zaken mamre, that paskin, not like Bezin Agadol, that his din is that he gets chenek. So basically a chacham is a gilei ra, that he argued on his friends in din, and then he goes up to the Bezin Agadol and Lishkas Gaz to clarify the din, and they paskin to him certain halacha, and then he goes back to his city and he paskins like he did before he asked the Bezin Agadol. So Kuntais is arguing the Bezin Agadol, halacha is that he gets chenek. Misasa bechenek. Sharatzu Bezin limchaloi meichaloi. And so Zakam Mamri, that Bezin wants to meichel him, they could have a koyach, it could be meichel him. Because the reason that is chayiv misa is because of kavod Bezin. Bezin says, well, meichel, they have a right to meichel on their kavod. And Zakta Gemara, the third din is ben Sayer Meyer Moiresh Ratzu Avi Imai Limchalai Meichalai. Ben Sayer Meyer, his father and his mother, or his mother, wanted to be Meichal even after they gave him Asra and they gave him Malchus, and he went back to his bad ways. Meichalai could be Meichal him because the Torah is toilet in the Avi Imai. Like it says in the Parashah Ben Sayer Meir, in Devarim Perchaval, Pasuk Tes, V'saf Savoy of the Imai. So Rabbi Yosha said, when I came to our friends in the south, Al Shnayim Hoidali, on 2 of these things they agreed with me that you could taka be Meichel. And they were a Baal, a Ishta, and a Av and a Aim to their sons in Sayer Meir. But Al Zakan Mamri Lo Hoidali, they did not agree to the halacha of Zakam Mamre that Bezin Agol has a koyach to Meichel. And the reason is Shal Yurba Machlekes B'Yisrael, that there shouldn't be Machlekes in Yisrael and be like 2 different Torahs. Shema Mino, it's Muchach from Moshe that Baal Shemachal Kinuya Machol. You see clearly, Rabbi Yishai agree with that. That's what he came away with, that Baal could be Meichel on his kini. So the Gemara Shema Mino, it's Takaraya, the Baal, if he wants to, he could be Meichel on his kini. So the fizeh, the halacha the Gemara was bringing before, that Moshe L'Shei Talmid Chacham would be to tell him that if he wants to boil his wife Beheter on the way up to Yerushalayim, he could be Meichel on the Kinoi, and then it could be Baal Beheter. That's what will come out. Zok the Gemara weiter. Now the Gemara is going to discuss until when could the Baal be Meichel on his Kinoi. Pligu Baal. It's Machlekes Ravacha Ravina. It's Machlekes Ravacha Ravina. Chad Omar one says, Koidem Stira. If he's Meichel before Stira, Machol, then it's considered a Mechilo. However, La'acha Stira ain't a Machol, but after Stira, it's not considered a Mechilo, and he's also on her, and she's Nasaris on him, and she's also has the Chiv to drink Mesaita. The Chad Omar one says that even if he's Meichel La'acha Stira, Nami Machol, it's also considered Mechilo. So the Gemara, Mistavra, Commander Omar in the Machol, Mistavra, like the Commander Omar, it says that after Stira it's not a Mechila. So the Gemara, Mamai, where do you see this? The Gemara, Hadir Abanon, Rabbi Yossi, from the tshuva that Rabbanon gave, the Chacham answered Rabbi Yossi. The Tanya, because we learned in the Brisa before the Zion, it said that according to Rabbanon, Bezdin sent Tuma Talmidei Chachamim to Milava the Baal and the Isha to watch them, because we're afraid we're chayshish that the Baal is in Baal Abadarach. Rabbi Yossi said, "Ain't it tzarich? You don't have to." Why? Because Baal Nemanala, the husband is believed that he won't be Baal on his wife. So if you see from this, Kal V'Chomer. Why Kal V'Chomer? Why is he not? He's not Kal V'Chomer. Badi Deshiva Chorus, which is Baal gets a Einish Chorus. Alpha Pekin Baal Nemanala. The Baal is believed many doisa that is not going to be Baal, and there's no Isser Yichud. Sota Shehi Belav, a Sota which is us to the Baal Belav. Loi Kolshkein, that is no chashash as the Baal. So it shouldn't be a miyachet. Why is it a problem? That should be a taina. So the Brisa said that Amru Loi Chacham told Rabbi Yossi Loi. It's not a Kal V'Chomer. You can't learn of Kal V'Chomer. Why? Because Amr ben Nida Shken Yesh Lo Heter, because he has a time that there's a heter after she becomes tahira, so Mila's Yitzhar is not miskaber on him. Masha'enkein turn of a site to Shein La Heter, he's always us there forever. So Mila will say that it's Yitzhar Taikvai to be Bail's wife. V'i Amrit, and if you want to say Zakti Gemara that if a husband can be Meichel on the kini even after Snira, Lachas Snira, Malchula, so Mashkachas law, the Yesh La Heter. So Ibizoi, why is Chacham saying that there's no Heter forever for a Saita? To her husband once he's this kine stira l'chayra after stira he could be meichel her the mishkach lo yesh to heter di bayim machal leknu yibal he could just be meichel and yibayel her, and Meli is l'chayra you don't have the pircha, you could still have you can have Rabbi Yossi's Kal V'Chomer. Chacham doesn't have a taina. So the Gemara shmami no la'achas stira in a machal. You see from the tshuva Chacham to Rabbi Yossi that la'achas stira taka is in a machal shmami no, and Zakti Gemara that's taka the maskana that after stira the Baal does not have a right to be meichel on the kini. Zakti Gemara vayta, the Mishnah said meisu balei and achalei shasu, if the husbands died before the shtia took place. Beis Shammai says they take the ksuba and they're not shoyses. Beis Hillel says or they're shoysa or they're shoysa and it would prove that she was innocent, so then she would take ksuba. Or it's ksuba son. If she chooses not to drink, then she cannot take ksuba. Zakti Gemara Micah from Kamifli. What's the reason the machlokes Beis Shammai holds? Zakti Gemara Beis Shammai Savri holds shtar in ligvois a shtar that the a shtar choiv that the loiva has, that's mishabes nechasim because of a money that he owes the malva. Kegavidam, he holds that it's already claimed. His nechasim are already in the hands of a malva, and the malva is considered the muchzik on the nechasim more than the loiva himself because of mishabatan. So too here, the isha has a ksuba, and she's considered muchsekes in the nechasim of the baal that are mishabat to her with alter ksuba more than the yersha baal. So therefore, in such a case where the Baal died before Shti and we have a suffix of she was Mizana or not, so we'll say the Yersha Baal are the Moitzi, and the Isha is Muchsekas, so Moitzi Chavel Raya, the Yersha Baal would have to move Raya, she's Mizana in order to mafsed a Ksuba. And since the Maisa they can't bring a Raya, so Al Karchach that they have to pay her Ksuba. So that's Shitz Besham. B'Sol Sarvi Shtar Im Levois Lakin Gavidam. That generally say shtar that even though it's something meshubah to the malva, it's not considered as the malva's a muchzik. So Ibazai will say that the Yorshim are mechzakim in the nechasim in this case, and the isha is coming to be tevas for ksubim b'safik because maybe she wasn't mezana, and a tviyah safik is not moitzim devadai muchzik of the Yorshim. So Mela she would have to bring a raya and prove that she's taka innocent in order to deserve the ksuba, and since she can't drink and be vara the safik, Mela zak beis Hillel, she does not take the ksuba. Zakti Gemara vaytimu beres chaveroi, or islandess or enuri leila that the husband came on and they were nistera. Lo not ksuba lo shoysh. So Elazar says, Yachol, Elisa, Isha Acheres, Velifres, Velerbois, Hemeno. That generally say shtar that even though something meshubah to the malva, it's not considered as the malva's a muchzik. So Ibazai will say that the Yershim are mechzakim in the nechasim in this case, and the isha is coming to be tevas for ksubim b'safik because maybe she wasn't mezana, and a tviyah safik is not moitzim devadai muchzik of the Yorshim. So Mela she would have to bring a raya and prove that she's taka innocent in order to deserve the ksuba, and since she can't drink and be vara the safik, Mela zak beis Hillel, she does not take the ksuba. Rabbi Elazar says that he could marry another Isha and have kids with her, Bimkayim Perivaribia, so Mela he has a heter to be married to them, although these people can't have kids because he can Bimkayim Perivaribia another way. So Mela they do Geksuba. Amar Rav Nachman or Rav Barapua. Machlokes, and they would drink. Rav Nachman or Rav Machlokes of Elazar Chachamim Ba'akara is only in a case where she was originally able to have kids and she became Akara. Let's say she got hit by something, all of a sudden she couldn't have kids anymore. Or Zakeno, or because of her age, she aged, so maybe she can't have kids anymore. That the Chacham hold that Asar to Mekayim them because Mitzvah Perivaribia, and he doesn't have an Isha Acheres, that's a Basbanim. And since they're any Ru'uyah Slay because he's not allowed to Mekayim her, and Melena Shoyser, Blaza holds Mutal Mekayim because he can marry another lady's Basbanim and have Mekayim Perivaribia. So since she's considered Ru'uyah Slay, Melena Shoyser, Abba Island is like the Gemara that was never, Island is born, she was never a Basbanim. Even if it was mutter to Mekayim her, Divrei Akol Sarav Lo Nesayacham hold Lo Shoysev Lo Netal Ksubasa. She's not Shoyse and she does not take Ksuba. Why? Because it says in the Pasuk, Bamidbar Parak Hey, Pasuk Chavches, that if she comes out to be innocent al yidei shtia, then it says v'niksa v'nizra zera. Says before the pasuk's talking about somebody that's mishadar kalazriya, somebody that's normal to mazriya, and she could produce, she could have children. So that's when you say that she should be shaisa. Yatza, it's excluding shuzusha indar kalazriya, somebody that cannot reproduce and have children, that she's not shaisa. Frakti Gemara Meisvei, we learned in the Brisa says, Amakana la rusasai. Someone does kinan as a rusa, and before Nasun, Shemaras Yavam Shalai, or in Shemaras Yavam, before he does Yibim. So Imat Shalai Kanasa Nistora, if she did steer before the Kanisa, Loi Shaisa, Lenatal Subasa. That, and although she does not do Shtia, since it did Kina and she did Stira, she was giving herself the Isser on her husband, on the Yavam. So therefore, it does not have to give her Ksuba. And so too, Mu'beres Chaveroi, Uminekas Chaver, Lo Shais Lenetz Ksuba. Divrei Meir, Sher Meir, Emil Yistad U'beres Chaver, Next Chaver, Vim Nasa, Yotzi, has to be Megarsha, V'lo Yachzer Alamas. And he's never allowed to remarry her because Chacham gave him a Knas, because he was Oival Divrei Chachamim. So since he's not Ru'ula in that case, Rameir says that he should not choice of a Chachamim Yotzi. Chacham say that he should give her a get, but after 24 months, when it comes a time that he can marry her, and since then he's allowed to marry her. So even if he does kinui, so the kinui can help for them, and Mela she could be shaisa.